Welcome back to Fallout New Vegas. Honest Hearts. This should be the last part. Just got for 2 quests to turn in, and then give Daniel the news he doesn't want to hear.
Does Ghost of She lie quiet in grave? Then visions of truth are at an end. Will you learn from truth? Maybe yes, maybe no. Only for you to decide. Here, take. Gift to remind you of visions. Use well, or sell to Courier trader. Either way, says much about you.
Third option is that it's going into a storage chest in the big empty forever. Because I'm an RPG hoarder.
I'm glad to see you're still with us. How can I help you? What do you want to know exactly? I'm sure she could tell you much better than I. I did. Her 3 children are safe. They made it north weeks ago and met up with New Canaanites heading east. Her husband didn't make it. He died protecting their children from a white-leg attack. Do not tell Waking Cloud. She is one of the only Sorrows who can communicate easily with us, and her tribe needs her to be strong right now. To everything, there is a season. Who are you or I to put this heavy burden on her now?
A little hypocritical from this guy.
I know, you're right. I shouldn't have hidden it from her in the first place. We can't fail here again. Zion can't become the next New Canaan. The Sorrows don't deserve that. They don't deserve any of this. Sometimes I look at them and wonder if they would have been better off if those old trails had stayed forgotten. If we had never found any of them. Tell Waking Cloud if you think that's best. I won't stop you. Until then.
It's not going to be another New Canaan because Joshua and I are going to preempt the threat
Resist those who would steal
and end the White Race.
Katubiu. What? No. You must be mistaken. Daniel would have told me. How dare he? What gives him the right? I thought Daniel was my friend, but he cares nothing for the Sorrows. Perhaps. I will have to have a very long talk with Daniel when all of this is over. Thank you for telling me this truth.
Now to give him the info he doesn't want to hear.
I'm glad to see you're still with us. How can I help you? I appreciate it. Well, that's it. This is all we need. Now all that's left is to quietly pack up and try to get out of here without being noticed. That's assuming that Joshua won't try to stop me. And that he hasn't talked you into fighting the Whitelegs despite what I've said. Don't worry, I don't hold it against you. You're an outsider. Fighting seems like the practical solution. I'll tell you again. There's more at stake.
It's like fighting the fiends. It's immoral not to kill them.
No. Why? Why? Haven't you seen enough of what's going on here to see that the Sorrows don't need to butcher the Whitelegs for a piece of land? What Joshua wants is more than an attack. He wants a slaughter. and he needs more than you and the dead horses to do it. The Sorrows can't be pushed into this. You and Joshua don't have the right to force them into it. Please, consider what I'm saying. I've already explained to them that we're leaving. They've accepted it. What is Joshua going to tell them about being a warrior? What are you going to tell them about how to live with themselves after they got lost in the moment, killed someone who didn't deserve to die? Or does that not matter?
That ain't gonna happen.
Is that
in
just
this battle.
an acceptable consequence if it means holding on to this valley? Maybe there is no place left in this world for mercy. But even if it tramples me into the dust, I will never accept it. And I will never condone it. Joshua must be waiting for you. I'll stay here with the others as I told them I would.
May as well max that out. I don't need max science or medicine out because I thought that with the followers. Actually, I will put it to 90 for my jacket. Make it 100. I'll have everything but unarmed to 100 by the end of the game. And unarmed will probably be at like 70, 80. Mad Bomber comes in handy on dead money.
Thank you for this. I know Daniel doesn't approve, but destroying the Whitelegs is the only way to ensure the Sorrows can remain in Zion. You and I will lead a group of Dead Horse warriors and Sorrows hunters into 3 Marys from this position. Our objective is to find the Whitelegs leader, Salt Upon Wounds, and prevent him from fleeing. Show no quarter to the Whitelegs we come across. Make no mistake about why we are here. This is an extermination.
Oh yeah, I just thought of something else he plays. He plays every single Dunmer in Skyrim. Except for like one in Solstheim.
God be with you.
Time to fight.
Die where you stand!
Fighting over. Time to fight. Fighting over. Uh-oh.
Finish her off, Joshua.
Starting combat. Just kidding. Fighting over.
I see a place I missed in OCD takes precedent. I need to climb up this hill.
Sneaking done. Fighting now. Is dealt with.
Kind of on the way. If I can get up there.
Time to fight. That's all. This one looks pretty tough.
That tough.
That's all.
Die where you stand!
How the hell do I get up here? God damn. There we go. Oh, it's one of these major towers. Paranoid about crashes now.
This one looks pretty tough. Was that all?
I did this, and the recording got screwed up right about here. I hadn't saved it, so this is the second time I'm fighting my way through all these guys. Hot shot.
This one looks pretty tough. That's all.
Oladu Sagasi.
Oh, that was the last time I grabbed it. Whoops. That bad move. It's easier just to reload that and find out what I accidentally picked up. Just trying to drop the axe. I accidentally looted everything on two guys. Thought it'd be faster. Sleep deprivation, huh? Got anything for that? There's no caffeine in Sunset. There, wait. There we go. That works. I'm guessing those aren't locked for security. They probably just don't know how to pick the
Ready,
lock.
steady, fighting. Fighting over.
That was safe.
Uh-oh. Guys dealt with. Starting combat. Just kidding. Sneaking done. Fighting now.
Oh shit, did I accidentally... That's smooth.
Cessation of hostilities complete.
Yep, as I was saying, I accidentally fixed my souped up one, so I'm gonna have to buy the mods again when I get back. Am I going backwards? Sorrow's gonna be scarred for life, huh? Poor Daniel. Down that.
Uh-oh. Fighting over.
Not much of a final mission, is it?
Gut.
Uh-oh. We're being watched? Cessation of hostilities complete.
You can really tell they're scavengers just by their fridges everywhere. I've seen about 20 fridges. I gotta decide whether I'm gonna let Joshua kill this guy or let him go. Let him go is better for Joshua.
We warned you at Syracuse, and you persisted.
Look at that coward.
You took advantage of us at New Canaan to drive us out. And like the dogs of Caesar you are, you followed us to Zion. And now you stand on holy ground, a temple to God's glory on earth. The only use for an animal in our temple is sacrifice. Kale wachene conserva o. You understand me, don't you? Don't you?
Outman. Kunaman, mad. He killed all white legs. You talk. You stop.
The white legs all get exterminated anyways, but not by Joshua. So this is what's best for New Canaan, is to let this one guy go. His gang of raiders still get slaughtered by I think the 80s gang.
Him hear you. You talk.
Don't listen to this thing. His cries are those of a mad beast caught in a thicket. He gave no mercy to my family, and I will give none to his. He has a debt to pay for what he's done, and I've come to collect. And so he's chosen to cower in the water like a dumb animal. I want to take from them what they took from me, from my family. In this life. I want them to suffer. I want all of them to die in fear and pain. I want to have my revenge. I want to call it my own. To make my anger God's anger. To justify the things I've done. Sometimes I tell myself that these wildfires never stop burning. But I'm the one who starts them. Not God. Not them. I can always see it in my mind. The warmth and the heat. It will always be a part of me. But not today. Go. Get out of here. Go back. Back to the Great Salt Lake. That's it. It's finished. Thank you for staying with me. I couldn't have done this on my own. Let's go find Daniel. Tomorrow we'll be here soon. And there is much to do.
And so it was that the conflict between the New Canaanites and the Whitelegs was finally resolved. The Courier's involvement had tipped the scale, shifting the fragile balance of power.
Demoralized by the Dead Horse and Sorrow's attack the Courier and Joshua Graham led against them, the Whitelegs retreated to Great Salt Lake. Their days were numbered. Word soon reached the 80s tribe that the Whitelegs' spirit was broken. Their war chief a dim shadow of his former self. By year's end, the 80s would overrun the Whitelegs camps, scattering the tribe to the winds and claiming the Great Salt Lake for its own.
The Sorrows fought beside Joshua Graham and the Dead Horses, eradicating the threat the Whitelegs posed to Zion. Seeing the Courier convince Joshua Graham to spare salt upon wounds, the Sorrows learned that retribution could be tempered by mercy. Though he despaired at the Sorrows' loss of innocence, Daniel took some small consolation in the Courier's lesson, and prayed it would take root.
Having helped eradicate the Whitelegs from Zion, the Dead Horses returned to Dead Horse Point in triumph. They remained neutral toward the Sorrows, but as years went on, there were periods of competitive friction, even violence between the tribes. The New Canaanites, Daniel especially, intervened regularly as mediators, but found it difficult to reconcile the tribe's conflicts.
The defeat of the Whitelegs in Zion marked a turning point in the fortunes of the Happy Trails Caravan Company. Every 2 months, the caravan met with the New Canaanites in Zion Valley to trade. Happy Trails soon returned to prosperity. The vigilance of the Sorrows and Dead Horses in defending southwestern Utah, initially startling to Happy Trails caravans, soon proved a blessing. The tribes united against the 80s, driving them back from Highway 50, and thus opening yet another trading route for Happy Trails caravans.
Follows Chalk took the Courier's words to heart and decided the big cities of the Mojave Wasteland and NCR were best left unexplored. Though he sometimes dreamed of distant lands, he continued to support his family at Dead Horse Point, and eventually, his wanderlust faded.
Waking Cloud was distraught when she learned of her husband's death, but took comfort from her tribe and the compassion of the new Canaanites. She forgave Daniel for having concealed her husband's fate from her, and learned to accept his fate. When her grief faded, she took a husband from the Dead Horse tribe. At her bidding, he stayed close to home.
The threat of the Whitelegs ended. Joshua Graham helped the Sorrows and Dead Horses tend to their fallen comrades and secure Zion. The Courier's words had stayed Joshua's wrath in his darkest hour, and in sparing salt upon wounds, he was changed. While he continued to advocate militant opposition to the enemies of New Canaan, he sometimes showed quarter to those who crossed his family. Eventually, this new spirit would diminish the myth of the burned man in distant lands. A small price for the peace it brought to Joshua Graham.
For years after the defeat of the Whitelegs, Daniel did his best to minister to the Sorrows' spiritual needs. Try as he might, he could not hold back the tribe's increasing militancy and reverence of Joshua Graham. Demoralized, he returned to his family in Dead Horse Point. His failures haunted him for the rest of his days.
And with that, the Courier walked out of the history of the tribes of Zion and back to the gathering storm of the Mojave Wasteland.
So, there we have it. It's the worst of the Obsidian DLCs. But it still has its redeeming qualities. I like the map because I've actually been here. Like I said, Joshua Graham's one of my favorite Fallout characters, so I like the interactions with him. I wish there'd been more. Couldn't care less about the two companions and Daniel. But plus it only had 2 slight Ulysses mentions and a mention of the divide, so it really doesn't tie in to the other 3 at all. So gonna make my way to this call 1 to beam up when I get through the cave. This is how I'm gonna make out with all the gold in the Sierra Madre vault eventually too. Okay, so next up, I'm gonna obviously go and organize all my loot and whatnot. But I think next up is I'm gonna start working on the Brotherhood of Steel, get them ready for the eventual betrayal. And in doing that, it's gonna take me near Black Mountain, so I'm gonna do that quest and get recruit Raoul while I'm at it. So that's what we'll do when next.